Hi,
Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing well. This movie is rightfully being called the best of the year already. And it is truly like no one can predict how great this movie is. And so I wanted to know what excited you about the script when you first read it.
Yeah, it still remains to be one of the best scripts I've ever read. Because everything that you saw on the screen is actually right on the page as well. Um, and I just couldn't believe that I was reading something that was like as funny and dumb and wacky as it was incredibly soulful and heartfelt and like deeply vulnerable, um, while also asking these very, very big philosophical questions that I think often come up in our lives. Um, so I just was like, I cannot believe I am reading this right now. Like, I can't believe I'm even being considered to play both a daughter and a chaotic villain that swings sex toys at Michelle Yeoh. How is this one character? How's this one job? Um, but yeah, I love the script so much, and I also had worked with the Daniels before, and I loved working with them and had so much fun that I just knew I would follow them anywhere.
Yeah, and you mentioned the two characters. I was like, should I get into spoilers or just kind of talk about it? But how, as an actor, was that preparing for they're very different, but also technically in the same person's wheelhouse. So it's like it's an interesting kind of progression. And so how did you kind of approach playing the two of them?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, totally what you said. Like the most complex thing, or the thing that we really tried to work on and figure out, was that you know Jobu is a nihilist, and she said her whole philosophy is like nothing matters, right? And that thread of thought is actually the same one that Joy is holding on to, but she is just responding to it completely differently. And so I feel like the core of both characters is actually the same. It's just that they splinter into two very different ways of dealing with it. And it was important for me to not lose sight of that. And like, even when Jobu is really silly and crazy and wild, that actually underneath all of that was meow meow.
I was like, my cat, Benji, say hi.
Hi Benji. Oh, cutie.
I was like, he was sitting here. I was
Yeah,
like, he's gonna walk out. I
yeah.
feel it.
It's okay. It's the life we live. Um, yeah, but that underneath all that chaos was actual incredible despair. And then underneath all that was actually like a really big heart that just wanted to be loved, and like deeply wanted to be, uh to know that there is another way. So how did we do it? I don't know. I mean, acting's a funny thing, right? I mean, we obviously talked a lot about the script, and the Daniels and I really created a shorthand. I drew a map, like I drew a map of Joy and I drew a map of Jobu, and I like wove them together somewhere in the middle. And we created a third character named Joybu who would sometimes appear. And that was just like our little secret where we would, I would start weaving parts of Joy in a Jobu scene, or like vice versa. But acting is like this fun it's interesting because I've seen the movie a bunch now, and sometimes I'm like, how did I do that? What was I doing? But it really is like it it is both technical and something unspoken, where you become a portal and these spirits enter you. It sounds like woo woo, but I really think that that is real. And I was still Stephanie. I'm not like a method actor, um but like something weird happens. It's a little bit of crazy maniacal magic, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I studied theater, so I get it. Like, I was like, I always ask those kind of questions because I want to know how the process breaks down for everybody.
Uh-huh.
But so what I really enjoyed about this movie was like everyone in this cast is kind of playing characters that we've never seen them play before. And for me, like I grew up watching like movies like The Goonies and Indiana Jones and stuff. That looks familiar. And I didn't realize until after like who I was finally seeing again. And so it's like seeing all these kind of like big legends play characters we've never seen. And like I live in New York, so I saw you in Be More Chill and stuff like that. So seeing you guys all kind of play new roles was really fascinating. And was that kind of daunting for you, like getting to play this new character with like Jamie Lee Curtis and Michelle Yeoh, and all of these different, uh, I guess, not like legends, yes,
Legend,
but also
literal,
like,
yeah, totally.
yeah.
I mean, what I really loved about Joy and Jobu, like if you saw Be More Chill, I love doing crazy weird things, and I love like pushing those kinds of boundaries, and
Mhm.
um like surprising myself but also other people's expectations of what a character can or should be like. So in some ways, like Christine Canigula was a lot like that, and then I think Jobu certainly is like that, where there's so much improv available. We improv a lot, and I really got to just throw paint on the wall. And but I was so excited to play Joy because I feel like I hadn't had as many opportunities to play a character that's really intimate and kind of simple and so vulnerable. Um, so I just felt excited that I got to that I got to play with all the range that I know I have available to me, but you rarely get to. People kind of want to see you in one thing over and over again, and this, I think, just blows people's expectations of what they thought or think I should be in. But everyone brought that. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, like I've never seen her look like that before, and she is so singular in everything that she does, and it was just amazing. I feel like I was walking into a master class every single day. And same with Michelle. Like I've never seen her as a really like normal woman. Um, I think we all kind of entered this hive mind of what this project is. And it's almost like, I don't know, everybody goes away, they like get into hair and makeup, and then you step on and you really you see the world right in front of you. You see like Jamie for the first time with Michelle, and you're like, oh, I get it, I get this movie.
Yeah, well, and this movie really, it's funny because when Michelle Yeoh is like the movie star version of herself, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Michelle Yeoh, I know. But and then like seeing her as kind of like the, oh, I own a laundromat, I don't really particularly love my life version
Yeah,
of herself, it's just like getting to see how everyone kind of approaches all those different characters. It's just, or they're all the same, but like different versions of themselves is fascinating. Um,
totally.
so you said you have worked for the Daniels before. What is it about the Daniels that kind of inspires you as an artist to like want to keep coming back and working with them?
Well, I think that we are three very silly in kind of a similar way, where we love just throwing sauce into the pot, or like we just love throwing ideas at the wall, and we're not afraid to try anything and also everything all at once. um, but also like they're really technical actually in some ways. And so what I really love is that they're very communicative about what they're trying to pull off in a shot. And I think I have a director actor brain where it helps me to know what the setup is, or it helps me to know like this is going to try to cut to that, because then I can play in that realm and have more freedom to actually like, I know what my container is, and so then I can just run free in the container. um and they're really thoughtful. Like I just really trust them so immensely, and I know that they make art because they want the world to be a better place, which is very similar to how I feel, or exactly the same as how I feel. And so it always feels like we're doing it for the right reasons. That while also having so much fun. and they are so kind to the crew. Like it just feels so good to be a part of a team that honors a PA just as much as they honor an actor, because those dynamics usually on set are very hierarchical. And as an actor, that can make, personally, that makes me uncomfortable sometimes because, I want us to all just feel equally as important. And I don't always love like the sort of, yeah, hierarchical dynamics. And so the Daniels really explode that in a very big way. And we're very like simpatico in our philosophy of what it means to be, and how you can be an artist and still make good art while being a good person.
It's very much you being a theater kid, I think, that like you want everyone to kind of be on the same playing field when you're
Totally.
creating stuff.
And it's like
So
downtown theater kid too,
yeah,
where you're
uh,
like, okay, the show's over and now everybody clean up. Like,
yeah, clean up. We're going to Chili's. Like we all have to go together.
yeah.
As the last question, I always like to ask, what do you hope audiences get to take away when they get to see everything everywhere all at once?
I hope that artists are inspired to make more art, which I think is already happening. And also, I hope that people have their brains exploded. I hope people have their brains exploded and their hearts melted, and that it inspires people to go out into the world and be kinder to one another and to like fix those broken bridges within your family or within your dynamics of loved ones. I think that this movie offers a really powerful transference of energy that makes people really want to hug, like love the people that they love harder. And I think we could all use some of that right now.
Definitely. I'm so excited for everyone to get to see it. It's truly like I saw the tweets be like, it's the best. I'm like, yeah, you're right, it is.
Thank you.
All right, have a great one.
You too.
Bye.